What's good? What's good? All right. Hope everything is well with you guys. I don't know what's going on with this page where it looks like there's nothing on my page. Hope you guys, let me know if you guys can see this. Yeah, it's wild, man. They got no header on my thing, man. I'm probably going to close this out and come back in because it doesn't look like there's going to be able to be people be able to see this. It's crazy, man. What's going on, Viva 2 Vita? He said, ready for this box. Hey, man, let me know if you can see. Can you see like a thumbnail at the top of this video? Because from my angle, it looks like there isn't one, man. And it means that, something's going on with YouTube, man. Let me know what's going on, man. What's going on? Be easy in the building. What's going on, man? Sev Williams, what's that? We good for 9? That's what's up, man. Oh, yeah. You know who I'm waiting on? I'm waiting on my man Fahim Sator and my money. Oh, so yeah, you don't see one on there? That's crazy, man. I don't know what's going on with it, man. No thumbnail. Yeah, that's on that is on StreamYard, man. That's crazy. Anyway, man, we're gonna keep on pushing, man, with it. I'm on. He said, Chillville said, good morning. Looks like you won that bet. Crawford will beat Crawford. Crawford will beat Crawford real good. Crawford, he said Crawford's going to beat, is going to beat who real good? He's going to beat, who's going to beat who? Man, I can't wait. This is absolutely great, man. I'm telling you, man, this is absolute. Yeah, my money, man. You know, Fahim Sator bet me $50 that the fight wasn't going to happen. So I was like, man, there ain't no way this fight ain't going to happen. So, well, I ain't going to say there ain't no way that it wouldn't happen, but let me put it this way. I was willing to bet that it would happen. So, today is the payoff, man. So I'm excited about it. He said, Fannon, this good boxing, whoever has the best inside fight wins. Yeah, man, it's going to be good. And credit to Terence Crawford for taking the fight, man. Terence, there's a lot of people out there that didn't think he was going to take that fight, man. And he took the fight. Now we actually get to see good boxing. And it is it's about time, man, because boxing was getting depressing, man. I ain't gonna lie, dude. If I heard one more Jake Paul, like there's an article that came out today talking about what's next for Jake Paul. Will it be a fight on the beach of Puerto Rico? Like, man, you got to be kidding me, man. Like, I just can't do anymore, man. I can't do these Belfort versus Holyfield conversations. It ruining boxing for me, man. It's not ruining boxing, but it is just, it's so many missed opportunities to have really good fights. And this is something that is really, really good, man. He said, August and September are bad for boxing. Yes. Well, this August and Septembers are usually pretty good, man, because they usually have the Mexican holiday in September. They usually have good fights like the second week in September, man. Ghost Bomb Squad said, Fannon, is crazy how this is his biggest fight and he's 33 and former unified and lineal with all those accolades. That tells you, man, the accolades ain't all what the accolades ain't all what they're chopped up to be, man. It's the fight that matters. And are you fighting somebody that is a real competitor, somebody where you can actually get something out of the win? And Terence Crawford hasn't done that to date, but he's got his chance to do it now. And can't nobody talk smack about Terence Crawford not fighting anybody because he's fought Shawn Porter. And I said that shit for the last 2 years. When Terence Crawford fights somebody, I will admit that he fought somebody. And if he beats him, all that stuff is behind you because he's got his accolades and he's got his good win. And I think he should get his credit for that, man. Dwayne Kane Sr. said, good morning, Fannon. Great brother. Salute. Love the channel. You speak the truth. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I took a day off yesterday, man, and I feel incredibly, incredibly energized. So we will have a good time talking about it today, man. Mike Wilson says, should be a good fight as long as Porter ain't leading with his head and being wild. Oh, he will be. He's going to be leading with his head and he's going to be being wild. I think you can count on that. I don't think there's too much chance that he won't do it. But that's part of boxing, man. Terence Crawford's going to have to deal with it. If he can't deal with it, he's going to get head-butted. He's going to get elbowed. He's going to get all of Shawn Porter, I do believe, in this fight. Might get the teeth. You don't want them Shawn Porter. Man, Shawn Porter got some teeth, don't he? Like, man, that's a huge smile on that dude, man. My man Bearcat said Crawford's going to win a decision along the lines of 116, 112, 117, 111. Porter will make it a good fight for the first 4 rounds or so, but after Bud adjusts, he'll dominate. I don't see that happening, man. Because once he adjusts, Shawn Porter's going to adjust. Shawn Porter's not getting blown out in this fight, man. If he gets blown out, if he gets blown out, I'll be shocked. I don't think that I do not believe that this is a fight where somebody's going to get blown out, man. This is a evenly matched fight. You know, with Terence Crawford having Fahim said you missed Fahim's message. Oh, did I? He emailed me. Hey, he said check your Cash App. Sent your funky ass $50. Did you? I didn't get nothing through. Oh, there you go. What? Is there a man of his word around here? It is. A man of his word, $50, cold hard cash. That's my dude. See, I said I'd be willing to bet Fahim Sator because Fahim Sator is a man of his word. He wouldn't let that slip. But hey, man, if he gets injured or something, no refunds. You want to put another bet out there that the fight goes through? I'm willing to do that. But I'm sitting on that. That bet is complete. Boop. Lock the key on that one. Move on. Goes by. But seriously, respect for Fahim Sator. That was fun, man. He said, Fannon, don't worry. Once Wilder baptizes Fury on the 9th, boxing will be great once again. We stabilize the boxing universe on the 9th, man. Please get rid of Tyson Fury. Please get rid of Tyson Fury. I'm hoping so bad that he wins this fight, man. But look, man, we've got some pretty good fights coming up. We got some good boxing coming up over the next in October and November. I mean, I can't complain about October and November. October and November look like they're going to be it's going to be a lot of interesting conversations, a lot of good fights, man. Ronald Murphy said Porter will be exposed. Look, man, if Porter didn't get exposed by Errol Spence Jr., he ain't getting exposed by nobody, man. He's a good fighter. He is a solid A- fighter. Solid. Across the board, solid A- fighter. You're not going to see Shawn Porter getting exposed. Shawn Porter, if he was going to get exposed, he already been exposed because he's fought everybody. He's fought Ugas. He's fought Garcia, Danny Garcia. He fought Keith Thurman. He fought Errol Spence. He fought Kell Brook. I mean, man, and you know what though? Shawn Porter has proven that you can make a whole lot of money in boxing even with losses. But if he was going to get exposed, man, he would already been exposed. Ain't no exposing Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter's the real deal, man. And he can do it in a bunch of ways, man. And he's going to do it, and he does it in a bunch of ways. The question is, exposed by Bronner though? Nah, he got knocked down by Bronner though. But Bronner's a legit fighter, man. LeBron. Let's call him LeBron. Is a wrong Ohio dude. Adrian Bronner, man. Adrian Bronner caught him with that left hook and dropped him. And so did Terence Crawford. So, so did Errol Spence Jr. caught him and dropped him too. So there's a possibility that Terence can drop him. But my man TJ Boxing and Sports said Fannon, Shawn Porter for the win. Shawn Porter for the win. Porter getting KO'd? Nah, man. Said, nah, Martin, that AB, that made real money in losing. Yeah, he makes a lot of money losing. But he's got the personality to do it. It's tough to be Adrian Bronner, man. Adrian Bronner make a lot of money in his next fight because he's somebody that's interesting, and he fights everybody. Adrian Bronner legitimately will fight top-notch competition, and he'll fight anybody. That's my guy. Side the Ruler said, "What's going? Salute for now. Salute to you, man. Salute to you." I think though that the style matchup though. I think it's going to be a tough one for Terence Crawford because of the versatility of Shawn Porter, man. The versatility and the intelligence of Shawn Porter combined with the experience of Shawn Porter could make this a very difficult type for him, man. CB504 said, yep, they did. Crawford going to be the first to KO Porter. Sorry to say, man, we got some. Oh, okay. So we have the return of the Terence Crawford fans. You guys can now all come out of the dark. You guys can come out into the light. You can say, I'm a Terence Crawford fan. You don't have to hide your head in shame no more. Terence Crawford has been absolved of all his shenanigans by taking this fight. This is something. What's going on, Ken Sanford, man? What's going on with you, man? He's been absolved, dog. Okay, this is what he needed to do, and if he's able to win this fight, I'm telling you, it's got to be the return of the Bud fans. Come on, Bud fans, come on back out. You can get back on. It's safe to get. It's safe to get back on the other side with Terence Crawford and support Terence Crawford openly now, because he proved that he ain't one, man. What he said? He said, Fahim, if one of them catch COVID, I want my money back. Hey, man, I'm sorry, man. That's not the fight. He agreed to the fight. The fight was announced. But I'll give you this. I'll make a fair bet. I'll give you an opportunity on a fair bet to make your money back. Okay? We'll do that. The next fair bet that we have, because usually I don't take fair bets. The only bets that I take are the ones I know I'm going to win. So this case, though, in a questionable one, I'll give you a $50 bet, give yourself your opportunity to earn your money back. I won't take your money and run. However, on this particular one, it's done. I can't. COVID is a real thing in this world, man. You saw Tyson Fury caught it. You know, Tyson Fury could. I know Tyson Fury didn't want to quit that Deontay Wilder fight. I know that all of that stuff is just made up about him faking the COVID, even though there ain't no way in the world he had no COVID and got rid of it that fast. But I'll give you the opportunity on a fair bet. But, you know, if somebody sprains an ankle, but you know what's killing me, though? It's going to flop. That fight's going to flop. Like, they put that on ESPN pay-per-view. I would love to see what the promotion for ESPN is, what ESPN's promotion is going to be on that fight, man. I can't wait to see what the promotion on that fight is going to be. Side of the rule said Porter will 100% win if he fights like he did against Keith Thurman and Errol Spence. If Porter fights like he did against Ugas, he'll get picked apart. I don't see that happening. Well, yeah, I don't see him fighting like he fought against Ugas because Terence Crawford doesn't fight like Ugas. Terence Crawford is somebody more than likely that Shawn Porter is going to go get. Shawn Porter is going to be closing the distance on Terence Crawford, not the other way around, man. But yeah, man, yeah, Fahim, you can get. I'll shoot you a fair one, but you know how it is when you win some money. It makes your day, dog. I ain't gonna lie, it made my day. So it's like, dang, I took a day. I made $50 on my day off of YouTube. I relaxed the best I could. He said, Omar Weaver said, Fannon, I've been in the light. Yeah, but there's a whole lot of y'all that hasn't been. Whole lot of y'all sneak dissing off the sides and all that. But I'm glad you got the fans, man. I'm glad he's got his chance. Because if he wins, it's what it is, man. He's the number one pound for pound fighter in the world. That is something I will say. Somebody actually asked me to point that out on the Instagram. And hey, if you're not following me on Instagram, man, follow me on Instagram. Because that's where you can shoot me the DMs, and I answer all my DMs. So make sure, especially if you're a patron of the channel, you're a member of the channel, hit me up on the Instagram on the direct message on Instagram, because I respond to those. But my man, not in boxing. What do you say? Not in boxing, nigga. What's that, man? What does that mean? You gotta expand on that one for him. Let me get this super chat, man. I appreciate you showing, man. Smooth Groove Boxing, man, says salute, my brother. Thank you, man. Oh, hold on 1 second, man. Hold on. Sorry about that. Much love in that super chat, man. Thank you. Says salute, my brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. And guys, thank you so much every time you support in the Instagram, in the super chat, and in the Cash App. It really does help a lot. Thank you very, very much, man. I don't take super chats lightly, man. I really do appreciate it, man. Copper Aborigine said, Bud is a switch hitter. That's a problem for anyone. Let's be real about this fight. I don't know, man. I think Terence, he's going to be a problem for anybody. I do, but he switches in phases. He's defensively, he's a southpaw. When he's in the southpaw mode, he's playing defense. And he's biding his time trying to figure stuff out. He gets aggressive in the orthodox stance. But I'm looking forward to it. I'll see. I got Terence Crawford favored in the fight because, hey, man, there's definitely a way to beat Shawn Porter. Kell Brooks beat Shawn Porter. Errol Spence beat Shawn Porter. Keith Thurman beat Shawn Porter. So, when these guys are winning fights and beating these guys, you got to give them you got to say, hey, man, maybe Terence Crawford can do what these guys are doing. But the big thing for Terence Crawford is he's not fighting somebody that's washed up. And that's what he's been getting justly criticized. But I've been calling for this fight for 2 years. I called for this fight for 2 years for Shawn Porter to fight Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford to fight Shawn Porter, because it's the perfect way for him to get past all of that, other stuff. And he deserves to be number one pound for pound fighter in the world if he beats him. And I don't want to hear nothing about Canelo. If Terence Crawford beats Shawn Porter, he's number one pound for pound, period. He's fought somebody that is a very tough fighter at welterweight. He's won belts at 135. He was undisputed at 140. He's won, he's fought top competition at 147 pounds against a very tough fighter that Errol Spence Jr. had a lot of problems with. Keith Thurman, when he was the best fighter at welterweight, he had a lot of problems with. Same thing when Kell Brook was. So he deserves it, man. You know what I mean? Chillville, Noop in the building, said, I'm a Terence Crawford fan. That's what's up, man. Lonzo Williams said, welcome back, Fannon. Looking forward to this fight. I see Crawford winning by split decision, but will be a tough fight. For him. Much love in that super chat, man. Thanks, man. You know what's amazing to me is I just slowly over time how people say welcome back, because I have been back. I've been back for like 2 months. But you know what that is? When you take a break for a month, man, you lose contact with a lot of people, man. So welcome back to you, to Lonzo Thompson. Appreciate you coming, man. And thank you so much for the support on the super chat. Carl Dickerson says, Spence is pound for pound, period, regardless of what Bud does. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I would give it to Terence Crawford at this point. If he had beaten Manny Pacquiao, then yeah, I probably would have. But, my man, RSA Boxing Life, salute, brother. I've been catching up on Aaron Pryor. This guy was a top-notch fighter. Now, hell yeah. Much love in that super chat. Yep. That's the great thing about boxing. That's RSA Boxing Life. That's the great thing about boxing. You can always go back and look at those older fighters because their fights don't get old. Some of like the really old ones, like if you watch like turn of the century fighters, those fights look old. But the guys in the set that fought in the 60s, fought in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, dude, you can see how good a fighter those guys are, man, and give those dudes their credit. You know what I mean? John True Blue Staley said, Fannon, I got Porter just off Bud, lack of competition, endless. They need to give it to Bud to save the Spence fight. Oh, in the end. Oh, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that Spence fight. Hopefully that thing happens, man. You know what I mean? Hopefully it'll happen, man. My only concern for Errol Spence is all these injuries. He's racking up quite an amount of injuries, quiet as kept. So, I don't know. Terence, Errol may have like 5 or 6 fights left, man. Especially when you get your eye done, when you damage your eye. I don't think he wants to fight another 20. I don't think he wants to fight another 20 fights with a repaired eye. You know what I mean? Because sooner or later he's going to re-injure that, man. So, hopefully they'll make it sooner than later, man. Man, thank you guys for supporting in the super chat, man. Thank you so much. Mike Rhymes said all of Porter's losses were by the biggest welterweights, not a guy moving up to welterweight. Much love in the super chat. Yeah, exactly. Yep, that's true, man. He's fighting some of the bigger guys out there, man. Chillville said Bud is looking very strong. Yes, he does. And they both do, though. Now, Shawn Porter does, too. It's a very evenly matched fight, I think. Nate said, if Porter loses, is he going to go full media or is he going to fight the young boys? He's going to go full media. At a certain point, I don't think he's got a lot left. I don't think he's got a lot of fights left in him. You know what I mean? Hey, hold on one second, man. It's really annoying, this. It's really annoying how they did this. Hold on one second. I wonder if I can do something. Hold on one second. No, I don't think there's anything I can do about it, man. They just didn't put a thumbnail on there for me. Crazy, man. It just comes up like it's not on, man. That's jacked up, man. Crawford stops Porter. Crawford is a bigger welterweight. Berto's a smaller. Danny's smaller. Nah, man. You got that wrong, man. Your boy's bigger than Danny Garcia is probably a little bit bigger than Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford's not a big welterweight. I don't think he's a small welterweight. I think he was coming down. I think he was coming. What's going on, Southern T Boxing? I think that he was coming down in weight. I think that he was coming down in weight for 135 and 140. I think he's probably, he's a tweener, 140, 147. But I don't think that he's not a big welterweight. And I don't think he's like size wise. I don't think he's as big as Shawn Porter. I think he's taller, probably taller than Shawn Porter. But I don't think that he's bigger than Shawn Porter, man. The third eye Supreme said, "Hey, Fannon, Shakur versus Oscar Valdez. Who do you got?" Oh, I got Shakur over Oscar Valdez. Even with the steroids, I got him over Oscar Valdez, man. Oscar Valdez ain't that good, man. He showed that in that Conceição fight, man. Yeah, he's mid-sized but good reach. Yeah, he's got long arms, man. Question: if Bud knocks Porter out, will he be what? You got to complete the sentence. I didn't see that you completed the sentence. Kirsten said, man, Kell was not the same fighter when Bud stopped him. Yeah, I don't even count that fight. But he caused them problems though, Yeah, but no, I don't care. I don't care how Oscar Valdez fights Shakur Stevenson. But he's going to be juiced. That's the only thing. He's going to be juiced. I think that they should reorder that fight, man, with Conceição, man. But honestly, man, I'm just done with Oscar Valdez, man. Oscar Valdez is just a cheat. Period, point blank cheat. That they tried to pull that crap off with him last weekend, and I think it ruined his career, man. Black Fawn said, Fannon, did a WBC judge admit to cheating? No. I saw that. No, he did not admit to cheating. What he did is he said that his scorecard was wrong. He didn't admit to cheating. He said that he got carried away listening to the crowd, and he gave the guy more rounds than he should have gave him. That's what I thought. That's what I heard. I didn't hear him say. I didn't hear any admission of cheating. I heard it put out there like he was cheating. But dude, I respected the guy saying that he made the mistake, man. You know what I mean? He said that his scorecard was wrong. He said his scorecard was wrong. Unless I missed something. I didn't see it. But I get in trouble like that a lot of times. I read things differently than other people read them. You know what I mean? But when I read his explanation, it sounded like he knew he was wrong. And pretty much everybody knew he was wrong because that's a ridiculous scorecard. 117, 110 in that fight. And he tried to save face by saying, look, man, I made a mistake. This judge, my scorecard does not reflect the fight. But I don't think that necessarily means he cheats. I take him at his word that it means that he got the score wrong. It's 6 on one hand, half dozen the other. But admitting that he would cheat would say, yeah, I admit that I gave him the fight because I wanted to see Oscar Valdez win. I think he said that he got caught up in the crowd and all the people cheering for Oscar Valdez, and he scored rounds for Oscar Valdez, probably more off the crowd than what he saw. And he said that there were 10-10 rounds, that he didn't want to score 10-10 rounds. And I think aside from what he said, I think that is a pressure that is on judges not to do 10-10 rounds. You see that when they do the scorecards on, just like if anybody does scorecards on television, like the commentators, they're always giving 10-9 round, 10-9 round, 10-9 round. If you never give a 10-10 round and the score is even, but you just won't give a 10-10 round, then, you're going to wind up getting situations where you wind up giving every 10-10 round to one guy that you like. I like the fact that he admitted that he should have gave some 10-10 rounds. Dude, if a guy doesn't win a round, he doesn't win a round. But you hear the guys in the commentary all the time saying, I think he won that round because of that punch. Because of one punch? You know what I mean? There was one punch that landed in the first 30 seconds of the round. Nobody did anything else, so I think that guy won that round. Or I liked his body, or Tim Bradley and Andre Ward said it. Oh, the judges are going to like how he postures, how confident he looks. So that's probably going to go to him. I think there's a big problem with not giving 10-10 rounds, man. If the guy did not win the round, don't give him the round, right? But I don't think he said he cheated. I don't think the ref didn't admit cheating. If he did cheat, hey man, he did cheat. But only he knows it. He didn't say. I didn't get that off of what he said. But other people did. Other reasonable-minded people did get it. So, it's six on one hand, half dozen the other, though, because he admitted that his scorecard was wrong and he shouldn't have had no 117, 111. And that does look dirty when you have that big a gap. But you always see that in boxing, man. He said, today's scoring is 100% sketchy. Yeah, man. The biggest problem with today's scoring, man, I'm telling you, the biggest problem is that they won't do 10-10 rounds. That they act like everybody, like you have to give a round to somebody. That was going on in the Deontay Wilder-Tyson Fury fight. Where I'm like, dude, why are you acting like he's won the first, Tyson Fury's won the first 6 rounds, but he didn't do nothing. He just he just moved his hands and acted more confident than Deontay Wilder. So you give him 6 rounds, anyway. But I personally did not see what the guy said as him admitting that he was cheating. To me, it sounded like what he was doing was he was saying they said that he got the scorecard wrong. Oh yeah, Shakur will crush that jug cheat, Valdez. Yeah, and it's a shame, man. And he's in there. It's just a shame. Oscar Valdez's reputation is just gone. With me, there's just no getting it back, man. For me, there ain't no getting it back. He shouldn't be allowed to. I don't think these guys they need to put somebody out. One of these real big dudes, they need to put somebody out to fix that problem. But the WBC is there's going to be more. If it's possible to encourage steroids, the WBC actually encourages the use of steroids. By their decisions and the way they handle that stuff, they're encouraging the use of that stuff, man. And it's a dang shame, man. A dang shame. Jeremiah Hall said all non-black wins should be reviewed given the fact that naturally people of African descent outperform their oppressors. U.S. has a history of cheating everyone, slavery, and etc. There's fair fights that black people lose. I wouldn't go overboard. There's plenty of fair fights that black people lose. You know what I'm saying? Like plenty of black people have lost fights to Mexicans and have been fair fights where they lost the fight. But, just not Oscar Valdez in that last fight. I think Oscar Valdez should have sort of lost that fight, but I get stuck on things and I can't really get stuck on I can't get past the fact that I don't think the guy should have ever been in the ring to begin with, man. I can't get past the fact that the WBC, that council and the ABC all allowed that guy to fight because of some what do you call it? A technicality. Let him in there on steroids on technicality, Said the WBC looks like they're the actual Mexican drug cartel. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't see how it may play. I try to get a benefit of the doubt to people, that they're just trying to make as much money as they can, and they know full well that if Oscar Valdez didn't fight, they were going to lose a lot of money, and they're trying to build a star in Oscar Valdez because they had good ticket sales or whatever in his hometown Arizona They had made investments in, in promoting the fight, and they didn't want to lose their money. So they just blew it off, man. And it's disgusting. But, that's what they get. That's what boxing gets. But, that inside show, that's that inside show Bob's. But over the next couple fight, Eric King, your channel is straight Crawford hate and you lie a lot. No, I don't. And no, it isn't. Thank you very much. You just don't like the truth, homie. I ain't lie. What's the lie? Eric King, what's the lie? Give me my lie that I told. What's the lie that I told? And where's the Terence Crawford hate? I just made $50 betting on Bud. Thank you very much. But I'm waiting on it. What's going on, Richard Hill? Where's the lie? I think that you're hating and lying on me right now. But Eric King, you said he stopped the fight from happening. No, I didn't. That's a lie. No, I didn't say he stopped the fight from happening. What I said was that he still had to approve the fight. And I said that the day before yesterday, when the fight, right before they announced it was going to go to purse bid. So no, I did not lie. I told the absolute positive truth that Bob Arum said that they thought they had the fight done. They were just waiting on Terence Crawford to approve it. Terence Crawford was the last person to approve the fight. And that's what I said. That's not a lie. That's a factual statement, Mr. King. I'll take the apology. Yeah, I was waiting on that. Because cats want to always talk that nonsense. I didn't lie about nothing, man. I told the absolute positive truth. And sometimes you guys don't like hearing the truth. But that's not my problem, homie. You know what I mean? He said, Fannon normally is right about boxing. I was right on that one. All I was doing, I said, he's timed out, F him. Yeah, you don't like, I mean, seriously, it is what it is, man. I told all facts on that one. And guess what? Then the fight was made after I said that. Because you guys were telling me the fight was already made. And the fight wasn't already made. You know what I mean? King Judah said, don't explain yourself, Fannon. Crawford was forced to fight Porter. Look, man, I was just telling the truth. You know what I mean? And you can like it or you can not like it. But it is what it is. I'm not going to join bandwagons just to join bandwagons. If what I hear is one thing, I'm going to tell you what I hear. It would be easy for me to say. It'd be easy for me to say that judge cheated, but that's not what I heard the judge say. I heard the judge admit his scorecard was off, and honestly, I think that's because of what the WBC said that they were going to be reviewing fights, and that may be him saying that may had something to do with the WBC, reviewing fights, because that's what the WBC said they were going to do. They said after these big fights that they were going to have a panel of reviewers, other judges judge the fight, and then they were going to judge how the judge judged it. And you saw one wide scorecard and you saw two close scorecards. But if anybody was cheating, the referee is the person that I thought was cheating. The referee was the one that was on the side of Oscar Valdez that whole fight. Like constantly warning Conceição about things, similar to what was going on with Manny Pacquiao and Yordanis Ugas. Sometimes these refs get away with it, man. Will there be a rematch clause with Porter and Bud? I don't think so. It's a mandatory fight. It's a mandatory fight, so you don't see it, man. Fannon, did you see the purses for the fight? No, I didn't see the purses for the fight. What were the purses for the fight? It's a pay-per-view fight. They're getting paid, huh? I haven't seen it, man. Jay said, I just listened again. Judge admitted he made a cumulative mistake due to crowd excitement. You are dead on, Fannon. Yeah, that's what he said. He didn't say he cheated. And I think it's unfair to the guy to say he cheated because he didn't say he cheated. He said he made a mistake. That's what he said, but he didn't admit to cheating, man. And I think that's unfair to that judge. And I don't want to be unfair to the dude if he comes out and he says, yeah, man, my scorecard was wrong. I don't, that's what I thought at the time. I reviewed what I did. I made a mistake. It shouldn't have been. I got carried away with the crowd and Oscar Valdez and all of that. But you heard the same thing going on with with Andre Ward and those guys getting carried away, man, calling a fight that wasn't actually happening. You know what I mean? Like when they started complaining, they were complaining about how Conceição, as soon as Conceição started moving, they started complaining about it and acting like he was losing the fight. As soon as he started moving and using ring generalship, they jumped on him for it. You know, so you know what it is, man. You say, well, so that's fair. Well, I think he cheated. That's fair. If you think he cheated, that's fair for you to say, nah, that sounds like you were cheating for the guy. I can get with that. But, you know, I'm just reading what the guy, I read what the guy said. And what he said was that he had made a mistake and he had given several rounds. He gave several rounds to Valdez that he shouldn't have, that he probably should have scored 10-10. And that's a tough situation when you have to give, when you're trying to force a judge to give somebody 10-9, like you can't have 10-10s. And people put pressure on judges not to give 10. You got to, one way or the other, make up your mind. But when they're close rounds, you know what I mean? Then you have the opportunity for that stuff to happen, man. They claim Crawford is getting 6 and Porter's getting 4 million guaranteed. Hey, man, that's what 60-40 on the 10 mil. That's what you said. That's what they said. That's what's up. Good money for them, man. Much love in that super chat, man. He said, Gats on tracks. Fannon, give me the truth since 2017. No lie. Yeah, man, I ain't lying, man. Not on that, dude. Now, if I print a rumor, not print a rumor, if I talk about a rumor that I heard, then I'm going to tell you it's a rumor. And rumors ain't lie. They're just what they are. They're rumors. It may be true. It may not be true. But I'm telling you it's what I heard. I'm not telling you that it is 100% fact. So I always give you that. Be Easy said, watching boxing on mute is the best. Always announcers are always terrible and biased for the network fighters. Yeah, dude, they be on script so much, man. And hey, and Gats on tracks, man. Much love in that super chat. What's going on, KJ? How you feeling, man? Angie said, easy on the racist talk, people. Judge how you want to be judged. You know, look, I personally I don't even like the racist conversation when you're talking about fights between blacks and Mexicans. I just don't like it, man, because it doesn't fall within my my understanding of what racism is, man. You know what I mean? So, because I'm more of a Neely Fuller Jr. guy, and I just don't, I don't think that it is bare knuckles racism with the WBC. I think the WBC is just playing favoritism for Mexicans, clearly, because they got that. Why would you put that? Well, maybe it's a Mexican Independence Day belt that they put out there, the Mexican Spirit belt, whatever that belt is called. What do you call that? That Mexican Spirit belt, the Tumkushi Kali. I don't want to dog the name, but that type of stuff. I mean, they're very heavily Mexican, man, and it's very obviously that they play towards a Mexican crowd because they're a Mexican organization, and I think that's wrong. When you're trying to be the World Boxing Council, you're not. They're the Mexican Boxing Council, but the WBA. I think where's the WBA? Are they in Puerto Rico or is the WBO in Puerto Rico? Yeah, they're just very nationalist, and that's very, very clear. You know what I mean? But I don't think that makes the WBC racist. I don't think it makes them racist. I think that makes them very pro-Mexican. And I think that there's a difference between being pro-Mexican and being racist. So, I don't get it. I mean, that's not how I see it. You know what I mean? Where I don't think that there's any issue with being pro-black. That doesn't mean you're racist because you support black fighters. I support black fighters. I want black fighters to win, but I'm not the World Boxing Council. You know what I mean? My name it's not World Boxing. It does say Fannon International Boxing, but there are black fighters all over the planet, and it is international. So, it is what it is, man. Fahim Sator. Oh, okay, cool. That's what they said. 6. So Fahim, didn't we put some extra money on that purse being 10 million? It had to be 10 million. They had to come up with a 6 and 4. That made sense. Plus a pay-per-view, man. And he did definitely have favoritism. He admitted favoritism without a doubt. He admitted favoritism and fallen victim to favoritism. Now, maybe if that's what you call cheating, then okay, fair enough. That's cheating. If you think about it that way. You know what I mean? Blacks don't have power to fix fights. No, doesn't happen. They'll cry it up and down the street though. They'll cry it up down like Deontay Wilder fixed the first Tyson Fury fight. Tyson Fury didn't do enough to win. He wasn't engaging. He didn't. I mean, he did. He couldn't pump fake his way to a win. Troy Robinson said, "I think Tess, Ward, and Bradley will be heavily on Bud's side during the pay-per-view podcast." Yeah, I think so too. They definitely have a they definitely got a, what do you call it? A dog in the race. They definitely got a dog in the race, man. S. Johnson said, "I support black fighters so much that I don't even like when black fighters fight each other that are on the top." Yeah, now see that I don't go that far. I want them guys to fight each other, man. I want black fighters to fight each other. That's how, honestly, dude, those are some of the best fights that can be made in boxing is black fighters fighting each other. I love it. I mean, dude, honestly, man, if it wasn't for that, the welterweight division, I mean, that's what you've been getting in the welterweight division. Well, as long as it's top fighters fighting each other. You know, Danny Garcia is not black, and he's up in the mix of those welterweights. And hopefully Josh Taylor will come up to welterweight, and we get to see him mix it up. Josh Taylor needs to be a welterweight anyway. He's squeezing down to 140. But I think he's going to find something he ain't liking up there, man. Do I think Evander Holt threw that Belfort fight? Nah, man. I think he's 60. And he ain't no business in the ring, man. He's 60. He doesn't have any business in the ring. It's a trash fight. It's just all the way around, dude. I didn't care anything about that fight, man. I don't know. I don't know if I'll take a DAZN fight over that fight or not, man. But did you hear? John Skipper, by the way, gave up the ghost on DAZN. The former head of, and I didn't know he was the former head of DAZN, but John Skipper's not with DAZN anymore, and he admitted that DAZN doesn't work in the United States. He was like, man, that is out of here, dude. And he went the other way. He's like, nah, everything's going pay-per-view. They totally switched up what he was saying. Are you guys familiar with who John Skipper? Put a one in the chat if you know who John Skipper is. Because I think this is important, dude. Because I think they're gonna get rid of your DAZN. DAZN is dead, and I don't care what they say. DAZN is dead. The only thing you're gonna hear about DAZN is a bunch of nonsense. Because they're pretty much dead in the United States, man. I doubt very much that they do more than 1-2 fights in the United States a year, and they're not going to be major fights, man. Those fights I think they're going to run out their contractual obligations and be gone, you know, because that thing is absolutely tanked in the United States. When you have John Skipper saying, no, we made a mistake. We thought that, you know, we could, you know, really get the hardcore boxing fans in, but you got to have the best fight. Like, nah, in order to do that, you got to have the best fights. If you don't have the best fights, people are not going to subscribe. And they did not get 300. And he also admitted they did not get 300,000. They did not get 300,000 subscribers on there. So DAZN is a farce. You can dump your DAZN because, dude, they ain't doing nothing but ripping you. They're not doing nothing but ripping you off right now. Yep. Okay. Cool. The ESPN exec. Yep. Holyfield versus Tyson. Now, no. Right now, no. Much love in that super chat, man. Yeah, man. He admitted that's a wrap, dude. He admitted it's a wrap. So you don't pay your money to them. Anthony Joshua and all that. Like, I don't know how I'm going to be. They got a fight coming up that don't nobody even care about. Dale McCray in that super chat, man. Thank you, said. He says, last black man able to fix fight was Don King. No one took his place for black people. Much love in that super chat. Yeah, they did. But it's a combo between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Al Heyman took Don King's place. And I'm telling you, man, Floyd Mayweather Jr. just, God, man, go away. Seriously. What he's doing with these hype fights is trash. His give me big fights over give me good fights garbage has got to go, man. Seriously. I know that some of y'all really like Floyd Mayweather Jr. I like Pretty Boy Floyd. But no, man, Floyd has a lot to do with the state of boxing right now, man. And this crap with Jake Paul, Logan Paul, and all, he's got a lot to do with that stuff, man. And it's a monster that doesn't look like it's dying anytime soon. These exhibition fights are trash beyond trash. Trash. High-priced trash. Damon Wester said, I love DAZN, $20 a month for unlimited boxing. It's a great apps, just need better fights. They're trash fights. You know you're paying $200 a year for Tuesday night fights. They have better fights on Tuesday night fights. If you like to watch that stuff, are you from the UK or something? If you're from the UK, it's worth it. Let me put it that way. If you're from the UK, then I think it's worth it for people in the UK. But for me, DAZN is a ripoff. It's been a ripoff. They give me one decent fight every blue moon, but I'll pay for it every month, and it's a trap. Excuse me, yeah, $240. $240 for what did I get this year? The only fight that I mean, $240 for what? And the price is going to go up. And the price is going to go up. It's not going to be around that long. I'm telling you. I don't think DAZN is, I've been saying I think that they're working to try to sell the app. You know, but it's just not worth it, man. It's not worth $240 for that. I wouldn't pay, let me tell you, I would not pay $240 a year. I barely would pay that for Showtime. You know what I mean? And I do Showtime out of loyalty. I ain't gonna lie. But Showtime gives you 3-4 good fights a year. You know, they will give you good fights a year with good up and coming fighters that may turn into something. You know what I mean? You get Jaron Ennis on Showtime, right? You'll get fighters like Gary Antoine Russell and Gary Antonio Russell. You get those type. What's going on, chick? Yeah, Haney's on DAZN. When is the last time Haney? Yeah, Haney's on DAZN. Haney should be at Showtime. GGG is hiding in DAZN's witness protections program. Much love in that super chat, man. Yeah, I think Showtime's still good. I still think Showtime's good. You know, but you get movies with Showtime. You know, I think Showtime's still very good. I like Showtime. I think Showtime's worth my subscription. ESPN, even ESPN Plus is worth my subscription because you get tennis and you get other things on that. You know what I'm saying? Justin Gregory Lopez said, I agree. I buy DAZN for certain fights and cancel subscriptions for 9-10 months out the year. Much love in that super chat. Yeah, that's what it is. You get what you pay $20 for that fight. And then after that, you cancel it, but you wind up paying 2 months that way. But, you know, I'm not going to do it because I know I can stream it. Like, I hate it, you know, because I believe in supporting fighters. But DAZN is ripping people off, man. I mean, have you seen some of those fight cards that they had, like the ones with Eddie Hearn in his backyard? Like, it really struck home with me that I was watching Eddie Hearn in his backyard. Like, I'm watching Eddie Hearn is running such a con job that he has a bunch of guys I could care less about fighting in his backyard, is literally in his backyard, and I'm paying for it. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. And all the stuff that they talked on DAZN, all of that, they're going to take, everything's pay-per-view now. There's probably twice as many pay-per-views as there were when DAZN showed up. And they were selling that stuff, and we were arguing about it, man. And these British fans were just so sure. But you know what it is, man. My chick said billions is worth the Showtime subscription. Yes, sir. Said, don't be telling our secrets, buddy. Come on, they shut it down to promise. I'm not sure what that means, man. And I'm ratting out secrets. I rat out secrets, man. Say Mayweather is systematically ruining boxing. I hate his viewpoint on boxing. I'm telling you, I hate Floyd Mayweather's viewpoint on boxing. I don't like it at all. I don't like his viewpoint on boxing. I don't like Leonard Ellerby's viewpoint on boxing. I don't like it at all. I don't like this idea that all they want to do is make big fights and they don't care about good fights. Because they don't. They do not care about making good fights, man. You know what I mean? They do not care. They care about me, and it's so obvious with Gervonta Davis that it's like, man, in a minute, I can't support John. I can't. Dude, if I got all over the top of Terence Crawford for fighting who Terence Crawford's fighting, look at Gervonta Davis's resume and what it's turning into. Gervonta Davis is an excellent fighter, but his resumes are almost, dude, in a minute, it's going to be a sham. I mean, I'm just saying it. In a minute, Gervonta Davis's resume is going to be a sham. If he goes another 5 fights, another 3-4 fights without fighting a legitimate black contender, I'm calling it on him. I can't keep doing it, man. You got to fight somebody. Like, he's not fighting any of the guys, the good guys at 130. He's not fighting any of the best fighters at 135. He's not fighting somebody at 140. And what I hear out of Leonard Ellerbe is that it's a long process. It's a long process to make somebody an attraction. Dude, you're making the person an attraction. How about you make a fight that's an attraction? How about you get into fights that are attractions? The fight is supposed to be the attraction. The fighter is not supposed to be the attraction. The fight is supposed to be attraction. Somebody is fighting and you're attracted to a fight. You guys are trying to make like cult of personalities. Nobody wants to fight them. Man, I don't believe that. Not the way that they're talking. I'm taking what they say. I'm taking what they say. Okay? Just like when I'm telling you, I'm not going to say that judge cheated because the judge didn't say he cheated. He did not say he cheated. You know, he didn't say that. What he said was that he made a bad call, right? Now, if you interpret that as cheating, okay, you interpret that as cheating. But he didn't say he's cheating. When Leonard Ellerbe says that he is interested in making the biggest fights possible, and that it is a long process to make somebody an attraction, and that doesn't mean that you're going to get the best fights. They're admitting what they're doing. Look what they're making, and they're involved in these promotions with Jake Paul. Jake Paul is a big fight. Jake Paul is a big fight. What Triller's doing with this Sideshow Bob crap, they're big events. That's what they're trying to do. Big events, but that's not good boxing. So I understand what they're doing. And to their credit, they're telling you what they're doing. They're not lying about it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Leonard Ellerbe is saying, no, we're making the best fights possible. He's not saying that. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is not saying that he wants to make the best fight possible. He's saying that they want to make the biggest spectacles possible, right? So what does Floyd do? Floyd stops fighting regular boxing and now is involved in spectacles. And he's had like 3 straight spectacles. I'm sick of it, man. You know what I mean? Seriously, man, it's just, I do not like Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s viewpoint on boxing. Not right now. As far as him being a great fighter, he's a great fighter without a doubt. He knows the sport of boxing inside and out, no doubt. But as far as what he's doing for boxing, it sucks. Seriously. For boxing fans, it sucks. For people that are already sold on the sport of boxing, it sucks. You can't point out to me very many real boxing fans that have supported boxing, who continually fight in and fight out, support boxing, that appreciates this crap. And they're not looking to change it. Justin Gregory Lopez said, promoters too much value on undefeated records. Much love in that super chat, man. Way too much, man. Musa Hamka, man, much love. Thank you so much for the support. He said, mark my words, they will destroy boxing with promoting marketable, untalented fighters. Much love in that super chat, but that's what they're doing. And they don't have any shame, and they do not have any shame about it. So that's why I'm thanking Terence Crawford versus Shawn Porter. Thank you. Thank you very, very much for Terence Crawford, Shawn Porter. Thank you for Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. Thank you for Canelo Alvarez, Caleb Plant. These are actually some fights that are pretty decent. He said his Uncle Roger would never support this nonsense. Yeah, I mean, it's just trash, man. And I'm sorry, he's a main contributor to the trash. You can like it or you can hate it, man, but it is what it is. He's a major contributor to the trash. Angie said, big events are not good fights or even great fights. All these promoters be looking for the next internet clown to get fights. I don't get it, man. man up and fight who we think is the best in the division. Yeah, pretty much. And look, they got more of them. And because didn't Jake Paul just call somebody else out, and it made the front of boxing scene. Like, and I like Boxing Fiend as a magazine. Fred Creech said, not so fast. Fury might pull out again. Nah, he's juiced up now. He went over there to get his out of competition doping in over there in the UK, so he'll be right. CB said, Martin, get those cash apps I sent you the other day. Oh, absolutely. Thank you for reminding me. CB said, man, keep up the good work, big fan. Thank you so much, man, in that super chat. And he said, I've been watching since your first African Beauty in your outro. Yes, sir. Oh, you remember that? Yes. Yeah, man, that's right. Yeah, I used to have ring card girls in my outro, man. You've been around a long time, man. And you watched the videos to the end, man. Thank you very much. Yeah. I don't know, man. I might get back to those, but man, much love in that Cash App CB504, man. It is greatly, greatly appreciated, man. Thank you very much. King G said, I like Shawn Porter in this matchup. Yeah, I like him too. But I got Terence Crawford winning the fight. I'm just gonna lie. I got Terence Crawford winning the fight, but I think but there's some people that I talked to that say it's a real bad matchup for him, man. TD Harding says, speaking truth, you've grown on me, man. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much, man. Look, I'm going to tell you what you're going to get out of me every trip, TD Harding. You're going to get what I think, and a lot of times that's going to piss off. Like, I piss everybody off. I piss people off on this side of the table. I piss people off on that side of the table because I'm just going to make up my mind based on the circumstance. And, and that's what it is, man. But thank you so much for your support. Quincy Carter said, I got Bud by ref stoppage late with accumulation. Much love in that super chat, man. That's big talk right there. If he does that, he's pound for pound number one for me, though. I'm telling you, I already got him back pound for pound number one for taking the fight. I'm being fickle on this. I've got him back at pound for pound number one for taking the fight. Thank you for taking the fight. Thank you for not being one of these guys that doesn't want to fight, doesn't want to take tough fights. Shawn Porter was literally the toughest fight available for him. At this moment, Shawn Porter is the toughest fight that was available for Terence Crawford, and Terence Crawford is fighting him. Now, I saw what Fahim Sator said, that you shouldn't get credit for having to be forced by having to make it a mandatory. And I know that there's something in that. There's something to that, Fahim. But I just want to stop. I just want to stop hating on Bud for a second. I'm tired of Bud fans coming. You're a whole hater channel for Bud. Bud's hating on himself. I have commented or criticized every boxer that I've ever talked about, man. Look, we got 300 people in the building. Man, hit the like button. Hold on, man. Let me go over here, man. Hit the like button, man. We got 144 likes, man. Come on, let's get the likes over 300, man. It would be greatly appreciated. So hit the likes. I don't ask for likes a lot, man, because I'll be forgetting to ask for likes. But hit the likes, man. Take your damn who is Opie? You talking about me? Take your damn meds, Opie? No, okay, I just took it. Here's my coffee. Meds taken. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for looking out for me, too. Fahim Sator said, Fannon, he didn't take the fight. The nigga was forced. He could have dropped the belt. Hey, look, man, I am trying to be positive, okay, about Bud, all right? I like Bud Crawford as a fighter, man. I like his camp. I like the people in his camp. It just so happened, dude, that these guys were way over there talking a lot of nonsense, and it just went askew. You know what I'm saying? I had to get gone for that. Man, who's Sahamka, man? Much love in that super chat, man. He said WWE wrestling became unwatchable because they kept promoting soap opera and poor acting entertainings and forgot about promoting the true talent that they have. That's funny. Yeah, it is. Promoting the soup. I realized stop that when they were fake. And it's on their way to being fake. That's an absolutely good thing because boxing's on its way to being the WWE. This crap, that is what this crap is with Jake Paul and all these exhibition fights. It's the WWE. It's nonsense, man. Robert Jeremio said, good morning, Fannon. Everybody is on Crawford, but I think Porter is the one that is bringing the heat to this fight. Thoughts? Much love in that super chat is my thought out of the gate, man. Thank you guys for supporting so much today. It really does help the channel, man. I really, really appreciate that, man. Look, he's the one that made the fight. Shawn Porter is the one that made the fight. People were calling for the fight, and Shawn Porter was the one that said, you know what, man? Screw this friendship thing. I want the fight because it was his best chance to get a shot at a belt. They made the fight. To be very, very clear, who made the fight? Shawn Porter pressured this fight into existence. So the person that deserves the credit for the fight being made is Shawn Porter. And I do believe Shawn Porter is the one, I do believe that he's it's a great matchup, man. It's a great matchup. And it's one I'm loving because I remember sitting there like, man, I started making videos about it. Now, I'm not saying I was the only person to make videos about it, but without anybody else doing it, I was like, man, I really want to start pushing for this fight. And to me, it showed that we really can push for fights and be vocal for fights and put these guys in situations where they have to do it. So speaking out on certain things, I think really does make a difference. And I think at least when Shawn Porter started listening and Shawn Porter was like, okay, yeah, people want to see this fight. And he went to Al Heyman, and then Al Heyman said, yeah, I stand behind the fight. And then after that, Kenny Porter and Shawn Porter went to Terence Crawford and those guys, went to Bob Arum and said that they wanted the fight. And it must have said, I don't know if they said anything to the WBO about it or not, but I'm really, really glad that they did it, man. Really, really glad that they did it. Because it's saving the year, man. Moose Hopkins said, Fannon, you look like a black Vin Diesel, bro. Compliment to you, man. Vin Diesel is black. Much deal at super chat. Hey, man, but alert. Vin Diesel is black. At least I don't know what he goes by, but Vin Diesel and what's his name, The Rock, they're both black. So you just never seen him with any hair. Vin Diesel has an afro. He has a curly fro. When he was a hip hop dancer, you could tell. But nah, man, that's funny though. But hey, I'll take it though. D'Avion Bible in that super chat, man. Thank you so much for your support. He said, if Buns wins, will we get a step closer to Bud versus Truth? Yes. I think it's gonna happen, dog. I think it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But that's funny, man, that you didn't know that. Yeah, Vin Diesel ain't never, I don't think he's hit it either. Unless, he looks like there's a bunch of black people that may hide behind it. CVP Jr. in that super chat, man. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. He said, for me as a fan this year, this is the best fight that's been made. I got Crawford favored, but with Porter, he's the one that can put it all together on the night. Salute. Much love in that super chat, man. Thank you so much for the support, man. Thank you so much. And it really does matter, these super chats. Thank you. Frequent Flyer RC, man. Thank you for showing the love in the super chat. He said, what up, Fannon? If Porter wins, what would you want him fight first, Ugas or Spence? I think Ugas, since they say he lost the first one, run it back. Much love in that super chat. I would take take the Ugas fight. I would say take the Ugas fight. Either one would be good for me, quite honestly. I think Errol Spence probably needs some time off, though. I think Errol probably needs a little time off in this particular instance because of that eye injury, but in making sure that it heals all the way. I hope he doesn't come back too quick. But at the fight after next, honestly, man, Errol Spence Jr. is doing an easy fight, but he ain't taking one because I don't know how long he is for that weight class. My man Musa said Terence will destroy Porter. Nobody's going to destroy Porter, man. Unless Porter just gets old, but I don't see it. But I can't claim it because he took the fight. KO Dub said, Fannon, the person I don't trust in this whole thing is Bob Arum. If this fight is close, they'll give it to Porter. Why you say? Why you think Why do you think that? I just am waiting for him to resign, though. I'm waiting for about a week from now for him to resign, with Bob Arum, though. John Mayfield said, Fannon, Porter wins by TKO. Remember I said it first? Yeah, you said that first. I can't get it, man. I don't see that. I don't see a knockout in this fight. And Shawn Porter, that's pretty much Shawn Porter's only weakness, is that he seems to be a very strong puncher. Corey said I ignored his super chat. I promise you I did not. Corey H, much love in this super chat. And thank you so much. No, man, I did not intend to do that. I did not intend to ignore it. Tribalism isn't the same as racism, but the WBC is using its authority to promote Mexicans over black fighters is racism. They're making black fighters sit at the back of the bus. Okay. I don't know, but I appreciate your perspective. I don't know. I would put that more in nationalism and tribalism than anything else, because I think that they're playing favorites. It's not like they don't let black fighters fight for their belts. It's not like they don't support black fighters. It just so happens to be that they really do go out of their back. They go out of their way to support Mexican fighters. And I think they support Mexican fighters over everybody. I mean, Canelo Alvarez tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs against Gennady Golovkin. And the WBC supported Canelo Alvarez over Gennady Golovkin. You know, I just think they're about the money, and I think they believe their money is with Mexican fighters. However, you know, it could be a case, Corey H, of, you know, what difference does it make? If you wind up mistreating black fighters in favor of Mexican fighters, then, you know, what's the difference, whether it's tribalism or whether it's what type of ism it is? You're mistreating people, and you're being very biased and unbalanced in the way that you are ruling, and that, you know, the decisions that you make. And that is clear that the WBC is irresponsible in the decisions that they make. But Corey H, I was definitely not ignoring a super chat. Sometimes it just falls. It just kind of, you know, sometimes I miss them. But thank you so much for supporting, man. JD Brown said, Fannon, I love what you do for boxing. Thank you for promoting the sport we all love. You the best at what you do. Thank you, JD Brown, man. I appreciate you, man. And there's a lot of other really good people out there talking boxing too that are really about the hardcore boxing, or really about the core of boxing. Make sure I got to go slow, make sure I don't miss anybody. I don't even want to miss Corey saying that I missed his super chat. Said, damn, ignored my super chat. No, I didn't. See, I got you. And you got me, and I appreciate that, man. If I miss you, thank you for letting me know, though. Black Rain said, Fannon, big bro Porter stops Terence Crawford. Man, when was the last time he got a knockout, man? It's been a long time since he's got a knockout. I think it's a split decision win for Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford could be safe that he's not going to get knocked out. If Shawn Porter knocks him out, I think Terence Crawford's got to be chinny, because Porter doesn't really hurt people in the boxing ring. He frustrates people in the boxing ring. He frustrates them, and he wins. He knows how to win fights, and he's shown that he can do more than one thing. He's a great athlete too. Very fast feet, and can do things that people don't think he can do. You know, great footwork. Judah, racism is holding a group. If black people racism is holding a group of people back based on race. Yeah. But so is black people racist? Are black people? I don't follow that black people are racist, and because they're not really oppressing anybody. It's like you may not like. I don't want to get. Yeah. It's. Look, man. I have my definition for it, but there's a working definition that other people have. If you mean that the WBC is being biased, I think that they're biased in favor of Mexicans. Absolutely, 100% believe that they're biased in favor of Mexicans. I really, really do. And because the way that they treat them, or Latinos, the way that they treat them is distinctly different than the way that they treat other people. And it's very, very obvious that they're doing it. And I don't think that they hide that they're doing it. You know, that's what they want to do. And it's not fair, and they're screwing up boxing with this Bridgerweight crap. But at least the Bridgerweight crap ain't really sticking. But, you know, they're not going to stop. Porter knocked down Crawford twice this fight. Man, if he knocks him down twice, I'd be shocked. I mean, that would shock me if there was a knockout in this fight. I see this going 12 rounds. I see these guys feeling each other out. Well, actually, I see the smartest thing that Shawn Porter could do, I think, is to go right at Terence Crawford from the beginning and get the early rounds while Terence Crawford is trying to figure him out. And can get ready to fight a whole fight in the southpaw stance. Because Terence Crawford is probably going to fight him 99% of that fight in the southpaw stance, in a defensive stance, and he's going to be looking for holes. If Shawn Porter can keep the fight in the chest of Terence Crawford, I think he really does. I think he really makes, really does something big, man. Porter fights reckless and can't adapt. Bud will push him, punish him. Did you see that I didn't see that in the Ugas fight, that he couldn't adapt. And I didn't see that in the Errol Spence Jr. fight. I think I think there's multiple styles that Shawn Porter can bring to the table. Baltimore Rax said Porter ain't knocked no one out since 2013 when he fought Polly. Get the fuck out of here. He don't knock out Formella, a D fighter. Bud gonna stop this dude. Y'all gonna say Porter's old. No, I'm not. You gonna say he's old. You introduced it. How old is he? Ain't that much older than Terence Crawford is. Terence Crawford's what? They're the same age, ain't they? They're like within the same age of one another. You know? What's going on? Corey said, yo to the noobs in the chat. Yes, sir. Thank you, man. Absolutely. And hey, definitely noob, I ain't gonna forget your super chat. You know, sometimes they fly by, man, and I apologize for that. John Mayfield said, just remember I said it, Porter by TKO. Porter is jumping on Bud by the sound of the bell. That's what he needs to do, man. He needs to jump on that dude and continue to roll, man, and continue to roll on him through the whole fight and just make it as ugly a fight as he can and be the one that puts all the pressure on him. And don't let him figure nothing out. Andy said, love the show, Fannon. Maybe we can meet one day and chop it up. Yeah, man, that'd be cool. Ron Miller said, Deontay coming in at 240 plus on October 9th. Is it wise for him to come at the heaviest till to date for such a crucial fight? If he's strong, I think if he's strong and he feels like he's going to get mauled, yeah. Because he's going to try to maul him. If he comes in, the weight is one thing, but the strength and all that stuff is something else. But I don't think that's 240, 6'7", 240. He can handle 240. It's not like he's coming in like 260, or something that's like really, really out of character. But he said expect him to come in 240, but they always say that, and he comes in around 220. He comes in around 220, 215, 220, 225. I've heard for the last 3 fights they've said he's going to come in heavy. And he hasn't. He came in around the same weight that he has. But I will tell you, he does look big. He looks big. He looks strong. And, hopefully Tyson Fury comes in to fight clean. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that we have a clean fight and not some nonsense where, it's just obvious that Tyson Fury is up to some nonsense, man. And we don't have to have a year of everybody making videos about Tyson Fury cheating again. Cheating videos are hot commodities, but on the real, they're not really, the subject of everybody cheating is it's ridiculous, man. Jay Petty, I know Shawn is tough for everybody, but I feel, man, what am I reading? The wrong thing. I know Shawn is tough for everybody, but for some reason, I feel like Bud won't keep up his knockout streak. The timing seemed right. Yeah, and he's not a bum. No, he's not knocking out Shawn Porter. That fight is going the distance. That's not a knockout. He's going to have to win that fight. He's going to have to win that fight over the course of 12 rounds. And if you look at the David Benavidez fight or Jose Benavidez fight, that's what worries. That's where the worry comes in for me if I was Bud, was that if it goes the distance, he can lose rounds. Bud is not somebody that's out there dominating every second of every round like a Mayweather. He does give up rounds. He gave up rounds to Kell Brook. He gave up rounds. I think he gave up a couple rounds to Jeff Horn, gave up rounds to Jose Benavidez, right? He's somebody that he's not above giving up rounds. And if Shawn Porter is in the mood to and is able to continue to get rounds off of him, then you have the opportunity for there to be an upset in the fight. But, it would be an upset if Shawn Porter beats him. Corey H said, hopefully Wilder has taken advantage of every loophole during his training, like we know Tyson Fury will. Yeah, hey, man, if he's cheating, low blow. Like, I do believe that. If he fouls, foul back. If he fouls, foul back. Don't let him get away with fouls and not foul back. I do believe that with Tyson Fury because because Tyson Fury is a dirty fighter, man. Nah, Errol Spence don't give up rounds. Errol Spence doesn't give up rounds. And by giving up rounds, I mean give up rounds through inactivity. No, Manny Pacquiao doesn't give up rounds. Manny Pacquiao is somebody that is letting his hands go trying to pick up those rounds. He doesn't let rounds go, man. Not in the way that I'm talking about it. Like taking a period, like Deontay Wilder gives up rounds. Where if he was more active, like he wouldn't. Like, if Deontay Wilder was more active, he would have won the first fight. If he was just a little more active, right, and didn't let Tyson Fury be the one that's throwing the most punches. And throw the punches to the body and have him land to the body and don't get hit, John Suit said Tyson Fury will back out. He doesn't want the fight. I'm not sure, man. I think it's going to get made, man. I think he ran out of excuses. What do we got, like 3 weeks? Dude, if he pulled out in the next 3 weeks, man, I mean, I wouldn't doubt. I mean, let me put it this way. I don't think he's going to pull out. I think we're going to see the fight. But that's only because it's inconceivable to me. Inconceivable that somebody would pull out a fight for no good reason again. It's just, he's pulled out 2 times. He pulls out a 3rd time. I don't think anybody can defend him. But I don't think it's going to happen, but like I said, it wouldn't surprise me, man. Kind of like the WBO, the WBC letting somebody fight on steroids. If you asked me last month, do you think somebody could that somebody could test positive, the WBC know that they test positive and still let them fight? I would have said I don't see it happening again because on the real, it happened with Dillian White, but it would be I wouldn't be able to see it coming, but it wouldn't surprise me if they would do it. I wouldn't put anything past Tyson Fury. I don't put anything past the WBC. Mike Rhyme in that super chat, man. Much love in that super chat, man. He said the only thing that Bud is going to figure out is that Porter is not a bum or a C-level fighter. He going to figure that out. And I'm telling you, that pressure from Shawn Porter is the way to go. That's the way to go. But Terence can catch you because Terence can crack. But if he's loading up and can't land, because Terence Crawford will load up too. Black Fawn said, Fannon, Porter can't crack an egg, man. Yeah, he can crack an egg. He's just not a knockout puncher. But if you mess around and let him catch it clean, he'll get you. But he's not an overwhelming puncher. He's not an overwhelming puncher. CB504 said, Martin, Bob was the reason Tyson lost that case against Wilder. Bob about to hit money and he owes Bob a lot. Yeah, I don't, man. Tyson Fury is so full of crap. Tyson Fury is just saying he's making a lot. He's made money off of 2 fights. I don't believe Bob Arum is paying that dude big money off of those other fights. Bob Arum's a lot of things. Stupid ain't one of them. You know what I mean? Bob Arum's got his pennies accounted for, I do believe. And he'll let people go, and he'll let people go out of his businesses before he touches his pennies. But you said Bob. What did you say? King Judah said Bud the bum slayer Crawford. Hey man, they all doing it. Well, Gervonta, I'm trying to tell you, man, Gervonta better come on with it, man. Gervonta Davis is the one that I want to come with it because I don't want him because I'm telling you, he is falling in. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is turning into a Bob Arum. We thought, if you ever read the book, The Animal Farm by Orwell, it's called Animal Farm, and it's about this farm of animals that take over the farm from the human beings. And they kick out all the human beings because they say that the farm is taking advantage of the animals. And So this pig gives this big speech, and he says that he's gonna reform the farm. But at the end of the day, the pigs turn out to be just like the farmers and take advantage of the farm the same way. That's what boxing's become with Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Oscar De La Hoya. They both talk big about how they're going to make big changes and what they could do for fighters, and they're killing boxing fans. You know, Quincy Carter in that super chat, man. Much what's it? I did say Emerald Farm, right? Yeah. Problem with Shawn. Tries to jump all over Bud. He'll get hit with some hard shit, but can't punch. Much love in that super chat. But if he crowds him, I think Terence Crawford needs some space. Terence Crawford needs some space to get his power off. Most of those big shots that he's hitting him with, you know, he's really setting them up. People are leaning into him. I don't know if he's gonna be able to do it. Ken Sanford said Floyd turning Tank into a trash collector. Right now he is. I'm telling you, if he fights Rolly Romero, man. But back to Quincy Carter said, problem is when Shawn tries to jump all over Bud, he'll get hit with some hard shit, but can't punch. I think he'll get inside intelligently. He can bob his way in there. He can do a little bit of a Henry Armstrong impersonation, cut off the ring, bob and weave to get inside of it. But, you know, Terence Crawford's going to need to keep Shawn Porter on the outside and at the end of his punches. But Shawn Porter's got Terence Crawford's got some leaky defense too. So he can get caught. And I don't know how big a puncher. I don't think that Aegis Kalvanakis is that much bigger puncher than Terence Crawford is. Than Shawn Porter is. You know what I mean? Ken Sanford said, gotta run, man. Much love to y'all. Peace. Thanks for now, man. My pleasure, man. And I holler at you again, man. Holler at you tomorrow, man. Come on back by, man. Copper Aborigine said the other warrants is to pick up. Fannon, Drew, Black, Aki, CC, 78, TJ, and others for instigating Deontay Wilder to beat Tyson Fury up so bad it's going to be murder. Yeah, he needs to go in there and fight him. Really and truly, he needs to make that shit a fight, like a real fight the whole time. And if dirty comes, hey man, get dirty with him. You know what I mean? Fannon said, Fannon didn't say, Kyo Dub said, Fannon, I think Bud gets lured into brawls. He does. He absolutely gets lured into brawls. He likes to throw. He's somebody, if you hit him, he's going to hit back. You know what I mean? If Terence Crawford, if Shawn Porter gets in the mix with him, he's going to try to come right back with him. That's why I'm saying Shawn Porter needs to try to get in there and push the fight, man. Absolutely needs to get in there and really push hard on that fight. You know? But yeah, Winston Johnson said, I pray he does. Yeah, because if he's sitting there and thinking with him and doing all that, man, bump that, man. Go in there and go get Tyson Fury. And be like in the first, second round, third round, be the aggressor. You know what I mean? Slipping punches, throwing shots to the body where he's not. You can't miss the guy's big fat ass body. If you're bombing head, you know, if you're flicking out jabs at his head, yeah, he'll slip the jabs at his head and all that stuff. And man, hit that dude to his body. You know, every time he flexes, hit him to the body. Every time his chest flexes, hit him to the body. Straight there. You know. Baltimore Rack said Bud is the best pound for pound in the world. 3-weight division, 3-weight champion, ring belt holder. Who cares about the ring belt? And real undisputed champion, not like Tia Female. And y'all call him a bum. How can you can tell me he got a lot of casuals in here? Nobody called Bud no bum. You lying. Baltimore, who called him a bud? Who called Bud a bum? Come on, Baltimore Racks. I've never called him a bum. If somebody calls him a bum, that's tripping. Because there ain't no way in the world he said, Martin, you're doing adding gas on a hot fire. Yeah, you know how you got to do it, man. You got to keep the conversation rolling, man. Ain't no way he's a bum, man. I didn't say Bud's a bum. He's the #1 pound for pound, but you got to get that Ring magazine crap out of here. I don't care what Oscar De La Hoya's magazine got to say. People keep hiding behind that Ring. Now I'm the Ring. Yeah. But hey, man, it's one of our least of our problems in boxing. Ring magazine, I will tell you honestly, is one of the least problems. I don't even get on Dougie Fisher and those guys that too much anymore because they are far from the biggest problems in boxing. And plus, there's been what do you call an apocalypse on boxing writers lately. It's been tough, man. You know what I mean? So I feel for those dudes, man. And I'm like, hey, man, keep writing. Do you, man. You know what I mean? Because you got a lot of people switching jobs and a lot of people switching up in the boxing writing game. Fannon, Bud will get mauled if he brawls with Porter. Yeah, and that's what I think he should do, man. Oh, that's what he meant. Oh, yes, said Fannon, Bud is not a bum, just a bum basher. He has bashed some bums. That's without a doubt. But I think everybody has. Once you see, I don't have a problem with you fighting guys that you could say are bums, because people do that. You know, you're in between fights or whatever. You don't get the fight that you really want. But when that's all you do, that gets to be old, man. Robert Jeremio said, I still think Porter was winning Spence fight till a knockout. Yeah, that was a tough fight. I thought he had it. But there were close rounds because Shawn was making it a close fight. But Terence, Errol Spence Jr. is a better fighter on the inside than Shawn. But Shawn put up a lot better showing in that fight, man, than a lot of people gave him credit for. And I'm telling you, he said, not a bum slayer. I said, Bud is a bum slayer. Man, Bud fights good. Bud is an excellent fighter, and all that bum slaying goes out the window now because he's fighting Shawn Porter. And after that fight, more than hopefully we'll get one of them big fight, man. We'll get another one of the big fights. CB504 said, you hear what Malik said the other day on Drew's show? No, I didn't get a chance to see it. He said when he trained Wilder hitting him everywhere. They plan on beating up Fury. Absolutely. Just hit him everywhere. Anywhere and everywhere as much as you can. Hit the dude, hit him. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. He said he plans on hitting him anywhere and everywhere. That's what you need to do. I agree with that one. Mr. J23 said, I'm going to keep saying this until y'all hear me. Bud will stop Shawn. Facts. Hey, man, you got some money on that? I'm into taking people's money now. Fahim dedicated a little bit of his cash, but I bet on Bud. Remember this, though. For all you guys to say I'm a Bud basher and then I hate on Bud, I bet on Bud. The only bet that I've made this entire year on boxing, I bet on Bud and I won. Remember that when you say I'm hating on Bud all the time. And I don't hate on Bud all the time, but I get a bad rep. But look, man, I'm gonna get up out of here. Much love to every he said a gentleman's bet. All right, cool. I'll take a gentleman's bet. That's what's up. I'll take a gentleman's bet. That's what's up, man. All right, man. But anyway, man, much love to everybody in the chat. Thank you to everybody in the super chat that donated. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. He said, man, fuck Bud. Yeah, but you got a good bet. Hey, you got a bet coming back to you, man. You will get a chance to get that back. But anyway, it is what it is. With that, much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the super chat. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.